Welcome back to Talking Fitchburg. Joining me this morning in our continuing learning a little bit about your alders here in the city of Fitchburg, I've got Mr. Daniel Bahr. Bahr?
Bahr. B-A-H-R. German background.
German background.
You bet.
Dan, thanks for joining me this morning. Appreciate it.
Great to be on Talking Fitchburg. Thanks for having me.
And welcome to the council.
Thank you. Yeah, first 2 weeks, it's been exciting. It's learning a lot. Every day is something new, and so great to be with you. Great to be representing the city of Fitchburg, District 2.
Awesome. So let's first just let's get to know you. Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you ran for council.
Sure. So originally, I'm from La Crosse area, Onalaska, Wisconsin. I moved to Fitchburg back in 2012, and got to know a lot of people. Got to know a lot of people in the community, and some people also involved in city government. So I followed it a little bit. I've been active in the community. Joined the Lions Club. Got to know a lot of folks in Fitchburg, and so it's got a pretty active city government. A lot of people with a lot of different interesting issues, and I think that sort of stems from the fact that we were at one time a town and incorporated as a city back in the 1980s. I think there's a lot of issues out there, and we do have a major rural component. I think that with that rural component comes issues of land use and development, and so with that comes debate and over how you're going to use that land. And so there are some differences of opinion on that. And so I think that's sort of why we're so active as a city council, as a city government. A lot of people are interested in how decisions are made. And so I decided to run for city council. I talked to actually Dan Carpenter, who's on the council. He and I worked in the state capitol together. And in my previous life, I worked in the state capitol, now work for the Wisconsin Counties Association. So I got a background in local government, and Dan said to me, geez, you'd be great on the city council. And I had followed it, and I kind of felt like recently the council had been a little bit dysfunctional, and maybe they could use some new blood, so I decided to run. There was an open seat, and Pat Stern did not seek re-election, so I ran for a seat and got involved and ran a good campaign, ran hard. My opponent, her name was on the ballot. She ended up dropping out, and so I did pretty well and won the seat on the city council.
And here you are.
Here I am.
Here you are. So let's learn a little bit about District 2. If you could tell us a little bit about your district, since you've been out there and campaigning there.
By foot, I saw a lot of it. So District 2 is sort of in the center of the city. If you look at the map of the city, District 2 is everything west of Fish Hatchery, everything north of Lacey Road. A lot of it is east of Seminole Highway and south of the city of Madison. And so you can see on the map how it shapes out. And there's a little bit of District 4 down in the southwest corner that kind of jets in past Seminole Highway, but those are the parameters pretty much. And so, District 2, like a lot of Fitchburg's got some different components, some different neighborhoods, but District 2 does deal with a lot of its own issues and some of the similar issues that people are dealing with throughout the city. But I think some of the things we're going to work on, that I look forward to working on, include public work, but are not limited to public works and public safety. Public safety is an important issue to me, and it affects all of our citizens. So I really want to work with the police department, with the community, get a lot of feedback in terms of what we can do in terms of community policing and getting people involved in making sure our communities are safe. I think that's very important. And also in terms of public works projects, I had talked to a lot of people out in the campaign trail while doing doors about some speed issues in some of the neighborhoods. Also over in Tower Hill, one of the things that was brought up to me a couple times, Tower Hill is on a hill. And there were some concerns that the water coming down the hill was sort of standing water once it reached the bottom, and so there were some issues with the storm sewer. And so I want to work on that for those folks out there in Tower Hill. But there's a lot of great neighborhoods. It's of all the districts, we're everything's different, but we're probably very residential, I'd say. We have a lot of residents. We also have the Great Danes in the district. So we got a couple businesses, but very residential, lots of different neighborhoods, very unique, diverse, a lot of different people. So I had a lot of fun talking to many, many folks this past winter and spring in District 2.
Awesome. So you kind of talked about some of the goals that you have in your district. Is there anything else that you look forward to working on in the next couple of years?
Yeah, I talked about public safety, but I also think ultimately, one of the things I ran on was collaboration in city government, collaboration on the city council. And I mentioned early on, I thought it was dysfunctional, and I really still believe that we've already made strides in the first 2 weeks. Some of the early meetings have been pretty smooth, and we have to work on that. We can disagree with each other. Ultimately, there's going to be disagreements. We just know that's going to come up, but we can disagree without being disagreeable. We can be professional. We can work together, and I think that's important. People expect their elected representatives to respect each other, and even when we disagree, to find common ground, find solutions. And so I think that's very important. That's something that it's probably my number one goal, is to ensure that we have a smoother 2 years on city council, that there's more collaboration, and with that collaboration, I think more will get done.
Absolutely. Well, Dan, if people want to get in contact with you, what would be the best way of doing so? And we're going to pull up the graphic here with your contact
That'd
info.
be helpful. So you can contact me. My phone number, it's my personal cell. Call anytime, 608-225-3020, or email me at my city email account, dan.bahr@fitchburgwi.gov. And happy to hear. I already got my first email just from a constituent, so I appreciate them contacting me on a public safety issue. And anytime you contact me, I'm going to be responsive and get back to you as soon as I can. So I hope people do contact me, because I want to hear what people's concerns are. I want to hear their views on city government. It's important to me to know what people think. It's just sort of my view going forward, that I want to govern from the point of view that the citizens are getting input. It's very important that there's citizen participation in government. So that's what I'd like to do.
Awesome. Well, Dan, we look forward to having you back on the show. Invitation anytime that you have some free time. We'd love to have you back, and good luck in the next couple of years.
I'll be back. Thank you so much.
All right. That's Dan Bahr, District 2 Alder. And again, you can check out his contact information on the website. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. It is Talking Fitchburg.